I'm so overwhelmed this week and I really just want to quit. Here we go, very carefully. I'm having a hard time remembering why building this homestead is even worth the struggle. Hey, I'm Jane. I'm a single mom and I'm not letting that hold me back. I just bought 5 acres of raw land in the Kootenai Rockies where I'm building my dream timber frame home and homestead with a permaculture food forest and even a vacation rental. All of this is so one day, hopefully, my daughter won't need to struggle the way that I did. Come along with me as I create my very own freedom recipe. There's only 2 weeks left before I have to move my tiny home here, so this week I have to get my water and electrical lines in the ground. That means it's my turn to be on the excavator, finally! It's been a few years since I've operated one, and I'm really hoping it's just like riding a dinosaur. God, I love big machinery. It drove me nuts to just sit back and watch the logging team doing all the work. So this week, I'm on the controls. Oh, hello, old friend. Oh, I missed you, buddy. Let's go. I feel like a big kid playing with Tonka trucks in a huge sandbox. But just like my chainsaw, I am rusty. No tipping today. Goodness me. I have to create a path downhill to go to the well, and I'm pretty sketched out about it because it's really easy to roll these mini axes when you're on a slope. Aha, she remembers. Oh, she puts a lot of faith in herself. I first learned how to use one of these on the last property I had with a friend, and I instantly loved operating it. Like riding a bike, baby. Just like riding a bike. It really is like having your own pet dinosaur. A mini axe can do in a few minutes what would take me all day. Because the well is at the lowest end of the property and the tiny home is going to be at the highest end of the property, this is going to be a really long trench. It also needs to be 6 feet deep because the clay soil is more prone to freezing in the winter. That's okay. This is definitely a situation where slow and steady wins the race. A couple feet at a time, and I will cross the finish line eventually. I gotta say, I'm really proud of myself. I built this nice little path and now we can actually walk down it to get into the forest. It's just made this place seem even bigger, but now I actually have to destroy it to dig the trench, but it'll come back. First, I have to check if I'm going in on the right side of the well. That would suck to dig the trench where the pipe isn't actually going in. Yeah. I have a habit of taking action before doing proper measurements, but the water lines are kind of a big deal. 1, 2, 3, hey? I can't see it. Why can't I see the hole? Hello? Where are you? Come on. I don't understand. Why? Should be okay. Okay. We're going with the front. I'm gonna dig on the front side of the well because there are more holes on that side of the concrete to put the piping through. Here we go, very carefully. Don't break the well, don't break the well. You'll get to hear my inner monologue come out here because I forgot my mic was on. Yeah, that is too close. Move over. Everything is great. Everything is great. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Don't stress about it. I'm stressed. I can't. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, oh. That's the shit I'm talking about. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. And we're gonna have water. Oh my God. Dig a 6-foot trench up a hill. No problem, you know, no freaking problem. Dinosaur claw. Just like riding a dinosaur. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody rock the dinosaur. Dun, 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 dun. I got this. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I can do this. Sometimes I don't think it's confidence I have, but a pretty solid case of delusion. Day 2 with the excavator, and I'm making my way up this hill. It might seem like I haven't gone very far, and truth be told, I haven't, because we had to dig, we being my dad and I, because he got a chance to use an excavator for the first time in his life. We had to dig an electrical trench that goes to the cabin studio and a little trench that goes to the throne room. Now those trenches have all come together and I have to go up the hill. It's been a bit of a challenge because all of this is fill, so when they were doing the logging and had all the limbs and small trees, they're all under here. So sometimes we'll be digging and we'll just hit a big fat tree. I even had to get my chainsaw out once, but my camera overheated, so I couldn't actually film it, so sorry about that. I'd say I hope that I hit another one so I can show you what it's like, but I really, really, really hope I don't have to do that again. Once I get to the top of that hill though, it's all fresh ground, and then it should just be really smooth sailing from there. Famous last words. Fighting with the horizontal branches that are wedged so tightly into the clay is so challenging, especially while going uphill. Let's just say I'm grateful my mom isn't here to see how often I'm almost tipping this thing over. My parents and my brother Ben came out to help today, and I'm so grateful because honestly, this is pretty overwhelming all alone. Right away, my dad jumped on the Mini X. He's super skilled with the controls already, and it's also like he's playing with the machine as a big kid would. I just love seeing him geek out with a new toy. I forget that not everyone gets the chance to operate something like this. While I've been worrying about how this whole land project is gonna come together, he's been taking on that stress to the next level. He's been losing sleep over it actually, so I'm stoked I could help put a smile on his face today. While my dad digs away, Ben's pulling some electrical wire, and my mom is not only starting to plant some things here, but she's also doing some filming. And I'm in the trenches, literally. This is the job that nobody else wanted, but it's my land, so I think it's my responsibility to do the dirtiest work. It's awesome to have the help today though, because teamwork makes the dream work. Not the fun part. No. All of these sticks are like a torture chamber. Slowly poked to death. By the end of the day, I was covered with dirt from my eyelids all the way to the inside of my boots. I can honestly say I've never been that dirty before in my whole life. I'd like to say that this is the last time I'll be in a trench in my lifetime, but when it comes time to build a timber frame home in the future, I will be right back in the dirt again. They don't call it blood, sweat, and tears for nothing. This is going to be such a huge week with the excavator rental, and there's really no room for error. Good morning. I'm actually jumping ahead in time quite a lot here. I wanted to take lots of footage for you guys this week, but I actually ended up in the hospital. More on that in a minute, because the excavator rental dude is actually gonna be here in about an hour to pick up the machine, and he's gonna move it to where my tiny home is right now, because I gotta fill in a really big hole where an above ground pool used to be. And it's 5:30 in the morning. I am not really awake yet. I was here until dark, until I couldn't see what I was digging last night. And I gotta get this trench filled. This is just the last haul of it. It was a 350-foot long trench. I'll tell you more on that in a minute. I have definitely been called crazy a time or two in my life. And even last night, my dad was saying, "You're nuts for getting up so early to fill these trenches." Sometimes you gotta do the hard thing today so that tomorrow and beyond will be easier. I used to come home after a night of dancing at 5:30 in the morning, not to get to a job site, but honestly, that lifestyle didn't get me anywhere in life. I had a ton of fun, that's for sure, but I was always living hand to mouth, and that was scary. Do you know the story of the ant and the grasshopper? Well, the grasshopper makes fun of the ant for working so hard and storing away all this food. But when winter comes, the grasshopper is freezing and knocks on the ant's door because the grasshopper hasn't prepared at all for the storms. I am 85% ant and 15% grasshopper. It's not that I don't enjoy things. I am an artist to my core. I draw, I paint, I sing, I dance, I write, I DJ, I do so many things. And I want to continue to do those things, but I want to do them without worrying about how my bills are going to get paid. I also want my daughter and my descendants to be able to be the grasshopper because maybe they won't ever have to worry about bills. Creating this space could mean that they could become musicians or dancers or whatever they want to do. And I'm hoping that for the rest of my life, I'll be able to do the same. I'll be the ant for a season so that I can enjoy being the grasshopper for the rest of my life.
You won't catch me on a holiday in Malaga. That's your girl, but I'm different, called a barrister. Yeah, team is strong, talk to my E&R. Beat is mental, bars are sinister. We were building up the block show from the start. Good vibes only, summer's gonna be a laugh. Shades on, phones off. When the baseline goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop.
Becoming a single mom has made me make better decisions with my time and money. I want to be clear that I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just sharing my journey and being vulnerable about some of the lessons I've learned along the way. I don't regret the years when I lived like every day was Saturday because I really learned how to be authentically myself, to find joy in the moment, and I made some amazing friends. I just know that now, at 43 and needing to put a roof over someone else's head, my priorities are so very different.
You know it's gonna pop off, pop off, pop off. Yeah.
That being said, this week my daughter asked me when I'm taking her to Burning Man. Yep, gotta carve out some time for fun as well. After we successfully move here and have water and hydro. Basic needs must be met before frolicking in the desert. Short-term pain for long-term gain. But sometimes I do take the hit for being all work and no play. Okay, let's talk about what went down this week. Yes, I ended up with kidney stones, which is actually something that I've been struggling with for the past couple months. I woke up one morning after being on the excavator for a few days, and I could feel that the stone was probably trying to move. But I thought, you know what? I only have this excavator rented for a week, so I gotta do it. I came to the site, I was working here by myself, and I just kept feeling myself getting more and more nauseous until, yeah. And then I thought, well, I should probably go to the hospital at this point. I'm not totally in the clear for that. It's probably still gonna make an appearance. It's not through. In a future video, I will tell you guys what's been going on with me over the last year and what's led me to purchasing this land by myself. But for now, let me just say that I've been under a lot of stress. I haven't been taking care of my health. I've been eating garbage food, and the kidney stones really showed me that if I slack off in that department, it's gonna hurt. I also wanted to have more footage for you this week, but it rained almost every single day. My parents and I were still out here working, but I couldn't really have the camera or the drone out while it was raining. I really wanted to show you shots of the full length of the trenches, but it just wasn't in the cards. And I need to accept that things aren't always going to be perfect. Wanting to make the best videos, release them on time every single week, while trying to also work and be a parent and visit with my family. It's been a lot. It's been pretty overwhelming, actually. I've been afraid to slow down because I'm afraid if I take a break, I might just want to quit. I've been feeling pretty discouraged overall, even though things are going pretty well here. Things are just kind of challenging, and it's pretty stressful because I only have about 3 weeks to move my tiny home here, and it's not like there's water or electrical flowing, you know? I have to remember that this is a huge project. It is 5 acres, and when the excavator dude dropped off the rental, he asked me which lot was mine. I was like, this is it. This is all mine. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this homestead's not going to be built in a day. I can't make a video in a day. I can't do anything in one day, and I just have to have patience and grace with myself. But one really exciting thing did happen. I actually ended up making some money from logging. If you caught one of my last videos, I didn't think I was gonna make anything. I haven't opened this yet. I have a rough idea of what it might be, but I wanted to open it with you guys. Wow, I'm gonna show you up close. Can you see that? $34,186.53. Wow, this actually would cover the hydro quote. I didn't think I was gonna make enough money to pay for hydro. I'm waiting on an updated quote from the hydro company because I added another pole. So I don't know if this will cover it, but it's kind of blowing my mind that all of those trees just turned into this single piece of paper, and that this single piece of paper is gonna give electricity to this land for the next, what, couple hundred years? What a strange world we live in. If you've ever thought I've been over the top with thanking the trees, this is why. Because none of this was possible without there being cedar, fir, and hemlock trees here. Wow. What is my life? Sometimes you just gotta say yes and take the risk, you know? The thing too is if it didn't all work out, then I would have just sold the land and then that would have been it. There have been many sleepless nights, a lot of not having the answers, not knowing how this is gonna work out, and that's still going on. But when you get a check like this and you see that things are possible, and I know I can roll my tiny home in here, I can feel a little bit more confident. Wild. This check doesn't cover everything that's left to do on the land, but it sure does help. But before I can move here, I need to level out the area for the cabin so we can move it over along with the throne room. And I have to build an electrical shed so that when the hydro company finally comes through with a quote and is ready to install, there's an electrical shed to hook up to. And then put in a well pump and build a well house. No, don't get too far ahead or I will seriously want to quit. There were so many times this week when I actually wanted to quit. I'm hoping in a few weeks when I'm actually living here, I'll be able to say to you guys, see, that's why you don't give up on your dreams. That's why you keep pushing through the hard times. But honestly, today I am just doing it scared. Also, thank you so much for your encouragement in the comments. It really does help reading your kind words when I need a bit of a boost. Yeah, gotta love those crazy ideas. The day when water flows out of these taps will be one of the most reassuring days of my life. I've been holding back tears throughout the last year, and once we can actually live here, I think I'll finally be able to feel safe enough to release all of these pent-up emotions. I'll share all of the deep stuff with you too, because sure, it's fun and games building a homestead, but we're all human, and our journeys have ups and downs along the way. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. I will be living here in a few weeks, and I can feel safe and secure and start my life. There's a hawk circling right now, and it's beautiful, even if it does think that I'm dinner. Sitting on the ground like a wounded zebra. And no matter what you do in life, remember to pour love into it.